Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. Imagine the love of your past walking back into your life, holding a baby, and telling you that child is yours. So here's what just happened. Trust me, it's huge. Paris Buckingham suddenly returns to Los Angeles, completely out of the blue, and she's not alone. She's carrying a baby. When she finally faces Thomas Forrester, she drops the life-changing truth. The child is his daughter, and from that moment on, everything spirals. Family chaos, emotional breakdowns, and a future Thomas never saw coming. Alright, let's really get into this, because the story is packed with emotion, tension, and one of those moments that just flips everything upside down. It starts on what seems like a normal day at Forrester Creations. Thomas is doing what he does best, completely focused on his work, pouring himself into a new design line. But if you look a little closer, you can tell he's not just working, he's distracting himself. He's trying to fill that quiet emptiness left behind when Paris walked out of his life months ago. And in his mind, that chapter was over. Done. Just another complicated romance in a life full of them. But then, everything changes in a single moment. The elevator doors open, and there she is, Paris Buckingham, standing there. She looks beautiful, but not in a carefree way. There's something heavier about her now, like she's been carrying more than just time away. Her eyes, they're filled with determination, but also fear. And the entire room feels it. Conversations slow down. People start noticing that tension. You can almost hear it. Thomas looks up, and the second their eyes meet, it hits him. That feeling, that connection he thought he buried. But then his eyes drop and he sees it. A baby. And just like that, the world stops. Paris doesn't rush. She walks toward him slowly, like every step matters. Like every step is leading to something she can't take back. And when she finally speaks, her voice isn't strong, it's trembling. Thomas, we need to talk. Now we already know that a never simple sentence in this world. He takes her into his office, closes the door, but let's be real. He already feels it. That fear, that gut feeling that something big is coming. His eyes don't leave the baby. Tiny, quiet, innocent. And then he asks the question. Even though deep down he's already scared of the answer. Whose child is that? And there's a pause, a heavy one. Paris hesitates, you can see it in her face. This is the moment she's been carrying all this time. Tears start forming, but she doesn't back down. And then she says it. She's yours. That moment, everything breaks. Thomas steps back like the ground just shifted under him. His mind starts racing. Memories, emotions, everything they shared, moments he fought were in the past suddenly feel very, very present. He shakes his head, tries to deny it, because that's easier than accepting what this means. But Paris doesn't move. She stands there vulnerable but firm. She tells him she was scared, scared of his reaction, scared of what this would mean for both of them. But she also admits something deeper. She can't do this alone anymore. And more importantly, the baby deserves her father. That word father, it hits Thomas differently. He looks at the baby again, not just a glance this time, really looks, and slowly, something changes in him. He starts noticing like little details, familiar ones, and suddenly it feels real. Too real. His heart, of course he is, because this was kept from him. That kind of secret, it cuts deep. But at the same time, there's something else building inside him. Something stronger than anger. Connection, responsibility. Paris breaks down, admitting she thought she was protecting everyone. But now, she realizes hiding the truth wasn't the answer. And while all this is happening inside that office, outside, chaos is building. Word spreads fast. It always does. Before you know it, Rich, Brooke, and Steffi hear about Paris being back, and the baby. And once they connect the dots, it's over. Steffi doesn't wait. She storms into that office immediately on defense mode. Her eyes go straight to the baby, then to Paris. What is going on? She demands. Thomas can barely process everything himself, but Paris steps up again and says it clearly. This is Thomas' daughter. Silence. Heavy, uncomfortable silence. Brooke is stunned. Ridge is trying to hold it together, but he can see the concern on his face. But Steffi, she is not buying it so easily. She challenges it, questions it, because she's protecting her brother and she's not letting anyone just walking and drop a bomb like this without proof. But Paris doesn't back down. She stands her ground, calm but strong, saying she has no reason to lie about something this serious. And the tension just keeps rising. People start questioning timelines, motives, everything. But then something happens that changes the entire mood. The baby starts crying, and that sound it cuts through all the noise. Thomas reacts instantly without thinking. He steps forward and for a second, Paris hesitates, but then she hands him the baby. And that moment it changes everything. The second he holds her, the world fades. All the arguments, all the doubts, they disappear. It's just him and his daughter. He can see it on his face, that shift, that realization. This isn't just a situation anymore. This is his life. He softly speaks to her, almost in disbelief, like he's trying to process that this tiny human being is part of him. And just like that, something inside him settles. Love, real powerful, undeniable love. But of course, it's not that simple. Rich immediately wants proof. He insists on a paternity test, not because he doesn't care, but because he needs certainty. He wants to protect his family. Brooke worries about what this means for Thomas, his past, his struggles, everything. And Steffi, she's still unsure, but even she can't ignore what she just saw. That bond, it was real. Paris, through all of this, stays focused. She doesn't get distracted by judgment or doubt. Her only priority is her child's future. As days pass, the story spreads across Los Angeles. Everyone has an opinion. Some people doubt her, others admire her for finally coming forward. But at the center of it all is Thomas, trying to understand what it means to be a father overnight. One quiet night, after all the chaos dies down, he finally gets a moment alone with Paris and the baby. And he asks a question that's been sitting in his heart the whole time. Why now? Paris takes a breath and tells him the truth. Running away wasn't the answer. And whether he's ready or not, he's a father. And that truth, it stays with him because for the first time he allows himself to imagine it. A future that isn't just about his career or his past mistakes, but about this little life, his daughter. As he looks at her sleeping peacefully, something inside him makes a promise. No matter what happens next, he's going to step up. This storyline hits so hard because it's not just about a shocking reveal. It's about responsibility, growth, and second chances. Thomas isn't just dealing with a secret, he's being forced to evolve instantly. It also explores trust. Paris hid the truth, and while her reasons were emotional and understandable, the damage is still real. And now everyone has to deal with the consequences. But at its core, this is about transformation. How one moment, one truth can completely change the direction of someone's life. Honestly, this is one of those moments that just feels real. Even in all the drama, I get why Paris hid it. Fear can make you do things you never thought you would. But at the same time, Thomas deserved to know. And Thomas, the way he reacted when he held the baby, that was everything. You could feel the shift. That's the kind of moment that changes a person. And I think that's what makes this so powerful. It's messy, emotional, complicated, but also full of heart. So now I have got to ask you, do you think Paris did the right thing by keeping the secret for so long? Will Thomas truly step up and become the father his daughter needs? And how do you think this will change the Forrester family moving forward? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I really want to know what you think about this one. And if you are into deep emotional storylines like this, don't forget to like and subscribe because trust me, the drama is just getting started.